Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. And just wanted to share a little thought with you of something that I did last week with my class. Seemed to work out really well, and it went really well. I tied it in with section 90 of the Doctrine and Covenants, where it talks about the organization of the First Presidency and heeding their teachings and things like that. And so what I did is I just gave my students a chance to look at the teachings and the recent teachings of the First Presidency. Now, this took a little bit of prep work, and so what I did first is I took the most recent talks from the First Presidency. So there was one by President Nelson, President Oaks, President Eyring, and then the previous General Conference, President Nelson, President Oaks, and President Eyring. And I made them up front and back of a page and gave each of the kids a talk. And I just kind of distributed them randomly around the room. And then I had them spend just a few minutes reading through their talk. I said, you may not get through it all. You don't even have to start at the beginning, but find something of significance, something that strikes you as significant that you can then share with others. And so after giving them a few minutes to study them, I then put them in groups where if they had the talk from President Nelson, Confidence in the Presence of God, they got together with all those other students. And if they had President Oaks, Defined Helps for Mortality, they got together with those students, and so on and so forth. So depending on the size of your class, you might have 2 of each talk. You might have 3 people or 4 people with each talk. Again, depending on the size of your class. I then gave them a few minutes with everybody that had that same talk as them, to talk about it and share what they found. They just went around their little group and shared what they found that was significant. Once I could tell all the groups were finished with that, which took maybe about 5 minutes is all for them to share. I then had them get quiet again, and I had them number off 1, 2 in their little group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many groups you had. And then I put the 1s up in one corner of the room, the 2s in another, the 3s in another, the 4s in another, and moved them around the room. And then they all moved, and so now I had a group. Each group had all 6 talks represented. And again, I just had them go around the room, go around your group, and share what you found significant about that talk. And again, it took them maybe about 5 minutes or so. And then after they were done, then they went back to their regular seats, and we continued with class and things like that. I've heard this activity called a Jigsaw Activity, where, it's a puzzle piece, and so then you have to put all the puzzle pieces together and things like that. That's why people call it a jigsaw, I think. But it was really quite effective. You can do this with various things. You can do it with blocks of Scripture, certain verses, and have them get together and share so they all understand, and then have them divide them up and have them teach each other. Or you can do it with conference talks. You can do it really with anything. Do it with doctrinal mastery verses if you want. But I think it's an effective tool. My students seem to enjoy it. It got them up and out of their seats. It got them mingling with other people in the class, because within the space of 10-15 minutes, they were with the people they were sitting by. Then they were with a group from other areas in the room, so they got to know more people. And then we divided them around again, and they got to know even more people. And so I think it was a unifying activity, and it gave them a chance to study the words of the prophets and to share what they found significant. Just a little thought for you. Hope it helps. We'll see you later. Have a good week.